Back then, she was still the pampered heiress of the Chiao family. She ran into a scheming, two-faced girl who played games with her boyfriend. When she told her parents, they kicked her out of the house. Turns out, she was adopted by the Chiao family. Meeting her real parents today was absolutely wonderful. She could finally leave this house. She heard her parents were teachers in the countryside. So what? As long as she was happy, she could make her parents rich in no time. They hadn't come to pick her up after all these days. Were they expecting her to walk? Father Chiao, with increasing disdain, handed her 100,000 NDT. Consider this a parting gift for our father-daughter relationship, he sneered. I don't need this paltry sum, she retorted. The clothes I'm wearing are worth more than that. With the resources of this nouveau riche family, you can't even cover my pocket money. Wasting time talking to them wasn't worth it. She could earn a few million in this time. Just as she left the Chiao house, she received a text from Yin Yin. I'm your second older brother. Dad told me to drive over and pick you up. Yin Yin was surprised. Did people in the poor countryside even have cars? She imagined her brother as a chubby guy on an electric bike. But after waiting at the gate for a long time, she still didn't see her brother. She overlooked the tall, almost 6'3" man leaning against a Rolls-Royce, waving at her. Where is everyone? Weren't they supposed to pick me up? Her brother, standing beside her, was speechless. Where are you looking? He sighed. Yin Yin, stop looking around. Your brother's right here. At this point, Zhongli had no choice but to call out to her. I'm your cousin, Zhongli. Just call me second brother. This brother wasn't quite what she'd pictured. Hello, second brother. I'm Jean Yin Yin. Considering her family's circumstances, she said, this car, you must have rented it. This is my most low-key car, he replied. I was afraid a fancier one would embarrass you. Yin Yin realized this brother looked familiar, but she couldn't place him. Zhongli was heartbroken. He thought his celebrity status would impress his cousin, but she was clearly oblivious. As they got into the car, she noticed a handsome man sitting inside. This is my friend, Yi Fengxian. Just call him Yi. Zhongli introduced. Xiao and Yin Yin politely greeted him. Yi Fengxian nodded in return. The luxurious car and the pickup made her curious about her parents. They're just doing volunteer work, Zhongli explained. Your parents are university professors. Grandfather has arranged a welcome banquet for you at the city's biggest hotel. We're heading there now. It seemed her parents weren't so simple after all. She would need to lift a finger to help them. As soon as they arrived at the hotel, they ran into Father Chiao and his daughter. Oh, regretting not taking the money and coming back for it. Chiao and Yin Yin ignored them. Talking to them was a waste of breath. Are you deaf? Father Chiao snapped. Yin Yin was about to retort when Zhongli interrupted. Come this way, Yin Yin. Grandfather's waiting. Yi Fengxian took her hand, which startled her. Hey, what are you doing? Can you let go now? She asked. No, I have to look after you. What if someone bad snatches you? He then patted her head. You've been gone for 18 years, after all. Fine. She'd be magnanimous and let slide. Why did she get red marks whenever someone of the opposite sex touched her, but not with him? The Jiang family had been waiting for a long time. Jiang Tianu's face darkened when he saw Yi Fengxian holding Yin Yin's hand. Yin Yin quickly let go of Yi Fengshuan's hand. We finally found you, my granddaughter. Elder Jiang took Yin Yin's hand. Let me introduce you. This is your father, Jiang Zongyin, a bit of a bookworm. Yin Yin sweetly called out, Father, Yi Fengguan Simidet. A university professor was just a bookworm in Elder Jiang's eyes. Jiang Zongyin's eyes welled up. His long-lost daughter had been found. His wife in the afterlife could finally rest in peace. This is your cousin, Tian Nu. You've already met her brother. Yin Yin politely addressed her, cousin, but Tian Nu ignored her, sitting beside Elder Jiang. Let me see which one you are, Elder Jiang said. Zongyan, order some food. Yin Yin, I heard you took a year off school. You're in 12th grade now, right? Have you thought about which university you want to attend? Not yet, Yin Yin replied, picking at her food. A diploma is just a decoration. Is it because your grades are too poor to keep up? I can tutor you. Tutoring a dropout is no problem, Jiang Tian Nu said sarcastically. Does my cousin enjoy showing off like this? I felt her animosity the moment I walked in. I didn't expect her to be so impatient. Of course, the Jiang family is full of talented individuals. We've never had a dropout. That's right. She's got a point. Elder Jiang slammed his hand on the table. Tian Nu, watch your words. Zian Tian Nu Fo Lin Jet. Grandpa, I didn't mean it. Yin Yin paid them little attention, focusing on her meal. Eating was important. Yi Fengxian watched her without speaking. Actually, number 1 high school is very good. Dia knew Beatstow. She wanted to impress Yi Fengxian. Number 1 high school isn't a place for dropouts. It would disgrace the Jiang family. Jiang Tiannu, be quiet. How can you speak to your cousin like that? If she doesn't want to disgrace us, she should work harder. Look at her, so impoverished. Hasn't said a word since she got here, just stuffing her face. A starving ghost reincarnated. Fengxian, I apologize. My little sister is an embarrassment, but Yi Fengxian ignored her. This dish is delicious. Eat up. Jiang Li couldn't stand it anymore. How can you talk to Nian Yin like that? She's been through a lot. Look at how unrefined she is. You don't want to admit you have such a countrified sister. Elder Jiang slammed the table again. This is your first meeting. Is this the Jiang family's upbringing? Tiannu started to protest. Your parents aren't managing you, so I will. Go home and reflect on your behavior. Wow, Grandpa is really on my side. I like this family. Grandpa, try this, it's delicious. Elder Jiang, previously furious, was now beaming like a child. Nian Yin, serve him his favorite dish. Nian Yin's father, order another plate. What about her schooling? We'll listen to. Grandpa, all right then, number 1 high school it is. But Grandpa needs to rest and can't help me. And my father works in another city. Jiang Li, her older brother, spoke up. I have a house in that city. Nian Yin can stay there, and I can take care of her. Yes, I'll also be in that city for a while. I can help her too. After the meal, Nian Yin's phone rang. Grandpa, I'm going to take this call. Yi Fengxian watch her leave. Grandpa, I'll go pay the bill. As soon as she answered the phone, she heard, Hey Nian, when are you delivering the medicine? Stop playing happy families with the Jiangs. If you have time, make more pills. They're selling for a high price on the black market. Coincidentally, she ran into Qiao Tian Kim, the Jiang family's heiress, there. She saw the furious glare of the green tea bitch directed at her. I'll deliver the medicine when I'm free. Also, your ex-boyfriend wants to buy some at a high price. Looking at the adulterous pair, she felt nauseated. Sell it to him. Haha, isn't he afraid of dying? What's that wretch doing here? Looking at Nian's memorial? Is he following me? Oh God, don't tell me he's trying to slither his way back to Deputy Fu. Nian hung up the phone. I was eating when I smelled burnt tea. I came out to check on Nian. I won't let you humiliate Dian. This girlfriend's position is pretty clear. Seeing these two makes Nian sick to her stomach. Aqua, Dian is frail. Why did you bring her out into the cold? Mother Fu came over with a coat. Why is Nian Xiao here? I only know that you and Deputy Fu were together. You came here deliberately to cause trouble. Mother Fu pointed at Nian Xiao and scolded. Just look at your cheap appearance. You still want to entangle yourself with my son? A stray, picked up from the countryside. Do you really think you're some rich miss? We're having a family gathering. Why are you out here watching a monkey show? It's not appropriate, Dad. The monkey comment stung, and Nian Xiao felt a pang of sadness. I said I can leave. Let me go. Nian Xiao felt utterly helpless. Is slapping someone your idea of politeness? Her hand stung from the blow. The woman turned vicious. Where did you come from? You have no right to speak here. Just then, Mr. Jiang and Father Jiang approached. What's all this commotion? Seeing Mr. Jiang, Mother Fu's face paled, and she quickly apologized. Oh dear, I made a fool of myself in front of you. I was just disciplining this disobedient child. Do you know who this disobedient child is? She's my granddaughter. Mr. Jiang chuckled. This little country bumpkin? She couldn't possibly be your granddaughter. Nian realized that Mr. Jiang's identity was not simple. He commanded respect from the Fu family. Nian, come home with Grandpa. The air here is too polluted. You'll get sick. So that's it. She really is the Jiang family's granddaughter. Mother Fu was stunned. The despicable couple were equally shocked. Mr. Jiang, my relationship with Nian is very good. Nian, do you know this person? I don't know him. I've never met him. That's right. Nian doesn't know him. But this Mother Fu just hit Nian. She dared to hit my granddaughter? Mr. Jiang's tone darkened. Every day there's some troublesome matter. Do you want me to come with you? No need. It's not appropriate. I'll go myself. Nian Xiao said coldly. Yi Fengxian raised an eyebrow, watching the girl's retreating figure. He snapped a picture and sent it off. Where is this? Is young Master Feng sick? Get out. Just then his phone rang. What is it? Mr. Feng, it's bad. We can't find the young master. That girl who makes those candy-like pills is selling them for tens of thousands just because they're so effective. They can apparently make people healthier. She only sells 3 pills a month. She says she's too busy. The man holding the pill scoffed. Busy doing what? He lunged at Nian. Babe, come here. Give me a hug. Get away. If you come any closer, I'll hit you. Do you want to murder your husband? He said, though he still backed off. I'm your top pursuer. After all, now that you've broken up with Fu Qua, I should be promoted to official, shouldn't I? He couldn't bear the weight of rejection. Xiao Nian, no you can't. I have this condition. I'm allergic to being touched by the opposite sex. Except in one place. Nian Xiao was curious. Where? CEO's pure love for me? What a cheesy online novel, Xiao Nian scoffed. It's just as well you haven't read it. He's relentless. You're seriously not considering him? We've spent 3 days together, and he hasn't even touched my hand. That's his limit. Xiao Nian glanced sideways after her comment. Seriously, don't give him any of your medicine. I'm very busy. I have to go. Wait, which city is it that someone's investigating you in? A high-profile patient wants a consultation and has already arrived in that city. Are you interested? Same rules as before. Help me clean things up. Call me if anything comes up. Xiao Nian was now even more curious about her own family. Inside the taxi, she said, Miss, I can't drive in there. It's okay. I'll walk in myself, Xiao Nian replied understandingly. Just as she got out, a cry rang out. Look, a child has fallen into the river. Xiao Nian saw her green-to-mean girl stepsister, Xiao Dian, and the Jianan, scumbag, by the riverbank. Even though I know how to swim, she thought, the doctor told me to avoid the cold. Otherwise, I would have gone in to save him. Xiao Deep didn't hesitate. The current was strong. Standing around talking wouldn't help. Move, she snapped at Xiao Dian, tossing her expensive handbag aside. With a graceful dive, she plunged into the water. Under Xiao Dian's stunned gaze, the child clung to Xiao Deep like a drowning man to a life raft. The child clung to Xiao Deep so tightly that she struggled to swim back to shore. Stop fussing, or I'll leave you here, she warned. But the child couldn't seem to understand. Left with no other choice, Xiao Deep knocked the child unconscious. Then, she carried him back to the bank. Waves crashed over Xiao Deep, soaking her to the bone. She swallowed several mouthfuls of water. Xiao Jian watched with malicious glee, hoping she would drown. Ignoring her, Xiao Deep dragged herself onto the bank and began basic first aid. Realizing it wasn't enough, she pulled out the acupuncture needles she carried with her. Quickly, she began to administer acupuncture. Xiao Nian, are you crazy? The paramedics are almost here, someone shouted. You talk too much. Get out of the way. After 3 needles, the boy coughed up the water he had swallowed. It was then that Xiao Nian noticed the boy was bleeding. Yi Fengxian arrived quickly. He saw Xiao Nian holding the child. Xiao Nian, Xiao Nian. He had just arrived at the Qiao family villa. This scene felt strangely familiar. Had he seen it at the Qiao family home? He remembered wanting to buy the property, but couldn't afford it. We're here. This is my house in the city. I bought a while ago, but haven't spent much time here. What does your brother do for a living? He even has investments here. Nian Nian, you'll stay here from now on. I'll have my secretary clear your schedule, so I can spend more time with you. Entering the house, Xiao Nian was surprised to see Yi Fengxian coming down the stairs, freshly showered, wearing comfortable clothes. You again? What are you doing at my house? Zhongli demanded, bewildered. My house is being renovated. I thought you just finished renovations? How unfortunate. I want to renovate it again. The excuse was flimsy, but Xiao Nian didn't call him out. Nian Nian, I've had someone buy you some personal items. They're upstairs. Fengxian, be quiet. Anything here was bought by my brother. I don't need anything from you, and there's not enough anyway. Yi Fengxian thought calmly. Zhongli saw right through him. This guy is trying to get close to Nian Nian. What renovation nonsense. He definitely still remembers that childhood kiss. He could feel it. Yi Fengxian was being provocative. Xiao Nian, let's go upstairs. Remember to lock the door when you shower. Get dressed before coming down. And stay away from that guy downstairs. Back in her room, Xiao Nian was utterly shocked. Next to her clothes was a box of sanitary pads. How'd he know she was about to start her period? Then she remembered clutching her stomach in pain after getting out of the river. Unexpectedly, Yi Fengxian noticed this small gesture. Nian Nian blushed, feeling like her secret had been discovered, while her adoptive father on the other side was trying to prevent her from entering the school. The girl completed the entrance exam in 2 minutes, then handed it to the teacher. She then fiddled with her phone, not because she'd given up, but because the test was simply too easy. The class placement test ranks students from Class A, the best, down to Class C. Perhaps you should check your answers? There's no need, sir. It's not necessary. Not long before, this teacher had tried to use his connections to keep Nian Nian out of the school. He feared Nian Nian, pretending to be his daughter, would negatively impact Xiao Tian. But as an ordinary teacher, he didn't have the authority to refuse Nian Nian admission. He could, however, interfere with the placement test. This teacher had spread rumors, claiming Nian had poor grades and was a delinquent. He gave her a simple math, physics, and chemistry entrance exam, intending for Nian to fail. The test was allotted 90 minutes, but Nian finished it in just a few. "I'm done," she said. A poor student indeed. She doesn't even want to check her work. 5 minutes passed. 10 minutes later, the homeroom teacher looked at the test in disbelief. "Impossible. I have to check the security footage." The surrounding teachers were surprised. Why check the footage? Is he that upset? Several of them huddled together to look at the test. After examining it, they were all astonished. Every answer was correct. Not only correct, but Nian had even found simpler solutions than the answer key provided. This new student is no ordinary student. She's a genius. Meanwhile, Nian was on her phone, replying to messages completely unconcerned. "Do you want to get into class, eh? I can help you." Yi Fengxin confidently thought he could help her. But this school was strict. Her being allowed into 12th grade was already a stretch, and now he wanted to choose her class? Nian was curious about Yi Fengxuan's status. A moment later, the homeroom teacher returned, confirming that they had indeed encountered a genius. Meanwhile, Tiantian's reputation as the school beauty remained strong, her popularity on the school forum reaching the top spot. Tian was delighted, a captivating smile playing on her lips. But another girl wasn't convinced. "Isn't she just rich?" she scoffed. Just then, a hot piece of news appeared. A new student had achieved a perfect score and been placed in Class A. The news instantly surpassed Tiantian's in popularity. Curious, the girl clicked on it. The new student had truly achieved a perfect score. The homeroom teacher and other teachers all knew who it was. P.S. The new student is very beautiful. The girl was slightly surprised. Isn't Tiantian's fake older sister also transferring to this school? Could it be her? She told Tian, "There's a student on the school forum who got a perfect score. Isn't that your sister?" Tian lost her composure. Snatching the girl's phone, her expression turned vicious. "It must be Qiao. She always ranked first in elementary school. She became average in middle school, but every time I compared answers with her, they were always the same." The girl, afraid to speak, mourned for her phone. She tried to comfort Tian. "She's just a genius from somewhere else. If she was that good, she would have tested into this school earlier. Why would she have dropped out?" Just then, Nian walked by, her beautiful face and extraordinary aura radiating both beauty and strength. "Oh my God, Tian, it's Nian." Nian's eyes scanned the classroom as she stepped inside. Class A buzzed with whispers about the new student. Upon seeing her, the girls swooned and the boys grinned with interest. The enthusiastic welcome took Nian by surprise. "Quiet down," a voice called. "Don't scare the new student." Shen Qingqing stepped forward, taking Nian's hand. "Genius, sit here. This seat's empty. You're Nian, right? Have a seat." As if afraid someone might steal Nian away, Qingqing guided her to the desk, still holding her hand. "Thank you," Nian murmured, clutching her bag. "Xiao Nian, so cool. I'm in love. Qingqing blushed, flustered by the proximity to the genius. "Your hand is a little cold, though. Is it from the wind?" "Hey, Xiaohan, I am cold. Close the window." Xiaohan shot Qingqing an annoyed look. "It's August and you're cold? Seriously? Just do it." Qingqing insisted. Xiaohan reluctantly obeyed. Nian observed the interaction, impressed by Qingqing's attentiveness. She pulled a small item from her bag and offered it to Qingqing. It was a bracelet, unlike any Qingqing had ever seen. The stone shimmered with an almost lifelike quality. Seeing Qingqing's admiration, Nian explained, "A friend gave it to me, but I don't wear bracelets. You can have it." Suddenly, Nian's phone buzzed. "Boss, the goods have arrived. 1 hour to sale time." She quickly excused herself to Qingqing, asking her to tell the teacher she had to leave. The teacher started to object, but stopped as Nian swiftly gathered her things and hurried out. A car waited outside the school gates. A knock sounded on the window. Inside sat the chairman of the Shunfeng Corporation. Xiao Yidan smiled and waved. "Fancy meeting you here, Chairman. About the Qiao Corporation investment we discussed." Xiao Yidan began, but the chairman cut him short. "That depends on my boss's schedule. The auction is still some time away. Goodbye, Mr. Qiao. I have business to attend to. Please excuse me." Moments later, Nian amarja. "You're here." Nian was surprised. "You came to pick me up? What's the plan?" "I'm not going to the office. I had to come get you. I'm busy with school lately, but I'll sketch a few designs." See if they're usable. Your designs are always excellent. About the investment you mentioned, are you still interested? Absolutely. I need to spend that money. Xiao Yin had a secret. She was the boss of the Shunfeng Corporation. This seemingly ordinary high school student had a personal fortune in the hundreds of billions. Not only was she the power behind an internationally listed jewelry company, but also a generous pharmaceutical prodigy. Skipping school to attend auctions was becoming a habit. A casual raise of her hand meant 10 million yuan, even for something as mundane as a Lingji mushroom. Even seasoned tycoons were astonished by her extravagance. Today was supposed to be Qiao Yin's first day at her new school. But news of the Lingji mushroom had reached her, and she'd abandoned class for the auction. The CEO of Shunfeng Corporation had already secured a private room for her. A normal Lingji mushroom would typically fetch around 1 million yuan. However, someone in the next room had already bid 4 million. The price was escalating far beyond her initial budget. What to do? Room B02 next door is up to 4 million. Do we follow? Nian's gaze remained fixed on the Lingji. This was something she had to have. She instructed Yuan Yong to raise the bid to 5 million. Yet, the other bidder persisted, outbidding her by another 2 million. Who was that in the next room? They're like a ghost, driving up the price. Xiao Yin seemed unconcerned by the escalating cost. The two rooms continued their bidding war, neither willing to yield. Inside the adjacent VIP room 02, Yi Wangchuan calmly observed the Lingji mushroom. His assistant, holding up a bidding paddle, appeared anxious. Young Master Wang, I know you want the Lingji to treat young Master Xiao Rant's illness. But this is just a rumor. What if it doesn't work after spending so much money? Yi Wangchuan instructed his assistant to continue bidding while he considered the person in the next room. His cousin had entrusted her son to him before passing away. No matter what, he had to try everything possible to improve the boy's health. Unbeknownst to him, Qiao Yin continued to push the price higher, letting Yuan Yongqin raise the bid directly to 10 million. If they want to continue, I can go all the way. At this moment, Yi Wangchuan learned the identity of the person in the next room, CEO Yuan of Chengfeng Group. He found it puzzling that someone who made their fortune in jewelry design would be here bidding on a Lingji mushroom. Lost in thought, he was startled when a Lingji was won by the other bidder. His assistant nearly jumped out of his skin. Oh my god, Yuan Yongqin from Chengfeng Group is incredible. He actually snatched the Lingji young Master Wang wanted. The assistant hurriedly suggested trying to buy the Lingji from Yuan, but Yi Wangchuan declined. There's more than one Lingji. We could buy another one later. He glanced at his watch. It's about time for my little girl to finish school. I'll go pick her up. As he exited the auction house, he saw Qiao Yin standing at the entrance, looking at her phone. He grasped her hand. Why aren't you at school? What are you doing here? Qiao Yin was speechless. Why did she keep running into this man? Her brother's friend was like a persistent shadow. She could only lie. Today was the first day of school, so there were no classes. I heard there was a famous milk tea shop here, so I came to check it out. But this lie wouldn't fool Yi Wangchuan. The entire area was filled with bars. There wasn't a milk tea shop in sight. He saw right through her deception. However, seeing her improvise so earnestly, as if she were telling the truth, his heart melted at her adorable attempt. You haven't eaten yet, have you? What do you want? My treat. Xiao Yin, ever the mischievous one, was already plotting. Really? You'll buy me anything I want. Of course. Well, have I ever lied to you? And so, they arrived at a street food stall. Looking at the various animal organs on display, Yi Wangchuan's stomach churned. Are you sure you want to eat this? Yes. Xiao Yin stopped, turning to him. Didn't you say you buy me anything? The handsome CEO, prepared to spend a fortune to dine with her for just half an hour, watched as she turned to the vendor and ordered 2 bowls of malatang for 30 yuan. This is delicious. I'll just get it a little spicy for you. The strange assortment of animal parts in the bowls presented the pampered young master of the Yi family with a novel challenge. But seeing her enjoying the food with such gusto, he picked up his chopsticks and tentatively tried a few strands. What wouldn't he do for the girl he was falling for? Ever since Qiao Yin dove into the water to save her cousin's son, Yi Wangchuan had been looking for opportunities to get close to her. In order to live under the same roof as Qiao Yin, he even went so far as to forcibly spend 10 million yuan to renovate a luxury villa. He even left an auction early to pick her up from school. Unexpectedly, he ran into Qiao Yin, who had skipped class at the very auction he'd left. He'd never eaten at a place like that before, usually not even favoring roadside stalls as he passed by. Today, however, he willed himself to stay glued to his seat, fighting back nausea as he slurped down a bowl of noodles. He was surprised that such an unassuming little place could produce such delicious food. No wonder the young lady had brought him here. Watching Xiao Yin's easy familiarity with the owner as she ordered food just now, Yi Wangchuan asked if she came here often. Xiao Yin explained that the shop owner used to be a housekeeper for her foster father. Now that the owner had started her own business, Xiao Yin was here to offer support. She enthusiastically recommended several dishes to Yi Wangchuan. As they were talking, they heard a man shouting angrily in the distance. It sounded like he was demanding money. Xiao Yin turned and went to see what was happening. She learned that the shop owner's son, lacking money, had come to demand it from his mother. The shop owner clutched the money in her arms. This money was for her father's medical treatment. She couldn't give it to her son. Seeing that he couldn't get the money, his companions openly mocked him, saying his paralyzed father was a burden and that he should give up on the costly, year-long treatment. "You bastard! Still think this is funny?" One of the men, seeing his friend struggling, grabbed a plastic chair and threw it at Xiao Yin. A powerful kick sent the chair flying back, spraying blood. It was Yi Wangchuan. Seeing the situation escalating, he decisively intervened, shielding Xiao Yin. He told her not to get involved and settled her onto a nearby chair before turning to deal with the remaining thugs. Someone in the crowd, seeing the seriousness of the situation, called the police. The police arrived quickly and dispersed the crowd, taking everyone involved in the fight to the station. The thugs were left groaning on the ground. The police, assuming Xiao Yin had started the trouble, took her to the station as well. The shop owner grabbed her hand, her face etched with worry, but Xiao Yin reassured her, "It's okay, Auntie. We're in the right." The owner watched as the police led Xiao Yin away. Anxiety gnawed at her. After all, it was because of her son that Xiao Yin was caught in this mess. Suddenly, she remembered something and frantically dialed a number. Nian Yin is Qiao family's daughter. Her father will definitely save her. The police arrived to commend Xiao Yin, much to her father's surprise. The police chief, who happened to be single, realized his daughter was no ordinary girl. Her foster mother, seething with resentment, made a call. "The police just informed me they're bringing her criminal record. Let's see how long she can remain defiant." But just as the call connected, there was a knock at the office door. The person she just called had arrived. The police are so efficient these days. That little schemer is putting on quite the act. "Sister, just apologize to the Fu family. I'll plead your case. You can still fix this. The police haven't even questioned me yet, and you're already telling me to confess?" The police chief arrived at the office and saw Xiao Yin. "I thought you were still in class. You didn't even need help finding your way here. You're truly commendable. My husband had to bail you out, you know," the police chief said, her voice soft. "So your husband is—" She began, then her eyes widened in recognition. "Xiao Weidong. My foster daughter makes me so proud." Xiao Weidong, CEO of the Qiao Corporation. The police chief's tone shifted from gentle to indignant. "Don't you people ever see the bigger picture?" He didn't even tell the whole story. Xiao Yin acted heroically. She protected citizens from a gang of thugs and even cooperated with us. For this act of bravery, I must commend her properly. The police chief finished, beaming. This is what any responsible citizen should do. Xiao Yin's foster mother, clearly taken aback by this turn of events, wore a look of intense discomfort. The police chief continued, and there was another incident. Xiao Yin saved a child who fell into the water. People even wrote letters commending her. There was another student there, but only Xiao Yin disregarded the danger. Xiao Weidong said, brimming with pride, "Xiao Yin is truly an outstanding child. She deserves to be praised in front of the whole school." As Xiao Yin stepped outside, Xiao Chun chased after her, launching into a performance of fake, shameless, tearful innocence. "Even if you misunderstood me, I could have explained. That person has relatives in the Department of Education. What if they expel me?" she sobbed dramatically. "Are you done?" Xiao Yin's indifferent gaze made Xiao Chun flinch. "If you're done, then shut up. Stop flapping your lips," Xiao Yin retorted, walking away. Xiao Yin's aloofness and sharp words infuriated Xiao Chun. What's she so smug about? She doesn't even know who she's offending. And then she deliberately started crying even louder after she finished talking. Crazy. Another girl, Dian Dian, chimed in, equally enraged. "Our Class B won't let this go. We have to make her apologize and leave number 1 high." Xiao Chun, hearing this, felt a surge of satisfaction. This was exactly what she wanted. She's such a manipulative green tea, using her tears to gain sympathy. Yi Fengxian texted Qiao Yin, "How was your first day?" "Didn't check the almanac," Qiao Yin replied. Running into the Qiao family put a damper on things. Then, she opened an app on her phone, her face lighting up as a wave of joy washed over her, erasing her previous annoyance. 2 small targets acquired. Not easy. What? Qiao Yin relied on her grandfather to transfer to number 1 high. She totally got in through the back door, and she even made the Class B beauty queen cry. "So ruthless," someone gossiped. "What nonsense are you talking about?" Shun Qingqing stood up, speaking out. "Qiao Yin isn't like that. Don't spread false rumors." "But that's what everyone's saying online. It's just baseless gossip." "Qiao Yin, explain yourself. You're so strong. It must be because you're secretly a vigilante." Qiao Yin remained unconcerned. "You can't stop people from making things up. But with the way things spread online, it'll just get worse and worse." Shun Qingqing worried that the situation would spiral out of control. Qiao Yin sighed, feeling helpless. It's best to ignore these things. She fell silent. Qiao Yin kept her head down during the exam, but her results placed her at the top of the class. The teacher suspected cheating, but the principal, having been informed by Shi Chun, the exam proctor, looked for other reasons to accuse her. Not long after, Qiao Yin's exam results were posted on the school forum. Scored 60 points to get into Class A with a perfect score? It's obviously cheating. The post vanished within minutes of being published. Zhao Jingwei stormed over, furious. "You deleted the post, didn't you? Smart dog knows to stay out of the way. Your arrogance will be your undoing. Just you wait. You'll be exposed soon enough. Get out of number 1 high." Qiao Yin ignored her completely, lifting her chin and walking away, heading towards the hospital. Qiao Yin bumped into Yi Wangchuan and Gu San. Well, if it isn't Miss Qiao. Is that Lingji you're carrying, Miss Qiao?" Qiao Yin indeed had Lingji mushrooms with her. Yi Wangchuan's eyes caught sight of them. She was lecturing Chen Yuan. The two had made an agreement. 3 months after Chen Yuan's expulsion, he still hadn't made anything of himself. "Just go back to school and behave. I'll help you get back into Class A at number 1 high." The homeroom teacher was adamant. "She won't let me back. She says I'll drag down the class average." Xiao and Yin brightened. "What a coincidence. I also go to number 1 high, and I'm in Class A2. Chen Yuan's eyes widened. "You're studying there now?" At this, Yi Wangchuan's face darkened. Gu Sin shuddered inwardly. That look could only mean one thing: jealousy. "What a coincidence, Nian Yin." Only then did Xiao, Nian, notice the other two. "Are you here to visit Uncle Chun?" "And well, to give this one a piece of my mind. I didn't expect to see you here, Wangchuan." "Miss Qiao, who was that just now?" Gu Sin snuck a glance at Yi Wangchuan, fearing an outburst. "That's Uncle Chin's son." Chen Yuan blurted out. Gu Sin broke out in a cold sweat, and Zhao was actually helping his rival by introducing him to Gu. "Yi Wangchuan snetisko nian ispake. Come on, let's go see Shun Shun. He's been asking for you." Meanwhile, back in the VIP ward, Shun Shun was hiding under the covers, refusing to eat, drink, or play. Yi Wangchuan stood at the doorway and bellowed, "Yi Shun." The boy was about to throw a tantrum, but Gu San quickly intervened. "Qiao Yin is here. Don't get angry." Gu San approached Shun Shun. "Guess who's here to see you?" Shun Shun, a clever child, remained stubbornly under the covers. "And Jia, the young master refuses to get up. Well then, let's take Nian Yin home." Upon hearing this, Shun Shun shot up. I'm up. Qiao Yin immediately noticed something was wrong with Shun Shun's leg. "Ome Yikisen." "Hello, sister." The little boy became instantly docile. Qiao Yin pulled a candy from her pocket. "I am Qiao Nian." She then offered the candy to him. No child could resist such sweetness. Shun Shun's face lit up with pure joy. "Is the candy good? So sweet." Suddenly, Yi Wangchuan looked at Qiao Yin. She quickly added, "That was the last one." Elsewhere, Chen Yuan's desire to return to class had caused an uproar in the principal's office. The exams are coming up soon. Class A already has Qiao Yin, who took a year off. Now Chen Yuan, who dropped out for 3 months. Want back in? How am I supposed to teach like this? The principal was also at a loss, as this wasn't a decision he could make alone. Chen Yuan was destined to return to Class A. Teacher Shun had just returned to the office when she overheard a group of teachers gossiping. Class A is becoming a dumping ground. Congratulations, Teacher Chun, on Class B's successful counterattack. Furious, Teacher Shun pushed open the door and stormed in. "Excuse me, but a dumping ground?" Xiao Yin cheated on the exam and barely got a 60. Class A took her in. And now, Chun Yuan, who hasn't even finished 11th grade, is joining your Class A? If that's not a dumping ground, then what is? Class A is a dumping ground? So when your Class B loses to us, are you worse than a dumping ground? The exams are approaching. We'll see how Class A triumphs. Get ready to hand over the outstanding class title. The teachers continued their verbal sparring. Xiao Nian sat in class, nodding off. The other students frowned, their anxieties growing. This Xiao Nian truly seemed oblivious. Shen Qingqing stood up. Why the long faces? Do you all want to lose to Class B? No one wants to lose. All eyes turned to Xiao Nian. One boy, clearly frustrated, pointed at her. Look at Xiao Nian. She's the problem. But Shen Qingqing quickly countered, Class B is targeting our entire class, not just Xiao Nian. With or without her, we're in this together. What's the point of bickering? Losing would be embarrassing for all of us. The boy turned to Xiao Nian, demanding to know her scores on the recent practice exams. They were all trying to raise their average. She couldn't bring herself to tell them. Before, she'd only aimed for slightly above average. Well, this time, I'll be serious. Instead of giving a number, she declared, I'm aiming for first place. The students around her were stunned into silence. What was Xiao Nian talking about? Xiao Nian, are you serious? I'm serious. First place. Xiao Nian thought to herself, he must still be half asleep. Worried about Xiao Nian's sudden declaration, Shen Qingqing prepared some formulas for her. Xiao Nian barely glanced at them. Wow, the student aiming for first place is still looking at formulas. Zhao Jingwei sneered. Shen Qingqing snapped back. Watch your mouth. She doesn't like sarcastic people. I'm just stating the facts. What's so unclean about that? Let's see how you plan to cheat this time. Zhao Jingwei taunted. Xiao Nian simply replied coldly. Then keep your eyes peeled and watch me get first place. Xiao Shan stepped in to stop Zhao Jingwei. The exams are coming up. Don't cause trouble. I'll wait and see your results. Sister. Xiao Nian ignored her completely. In the examination hall, Xiao Nian finished the exam in half the allotted time. With time to spare, she laid her head down and slept. Teacher Chun, pleased, observed that even her scrap paper was blank. She didn't dare to cheat. She has some sense after all. However, in the subsequent exams, Xiao Nian continued to finish early and promptly fall asleep. After each exam, everyone gossiped. Xiao Nian was always sleeping during the tests. Class B was sure to win. Beauty without brains. They waited expectantly for Xiao Nian's downfall. Did you do well? Shen Qingqing asked, relieved. Xiao Nian suddenly checked her phone, a look of concern flashing across her face. She quickly excused herself and rushed to the hospital. The exams were so difficult. I don't have high hopes for the average score. Teacher was consoling Teacher Shin. Suddenly, the teacher grading the papers exclaimed, Whose test is this? It's perfect, except the last question is wrong. But she corrected it, providing 2 alternative solutions. The principal was astonished. Which student is this? How is this possible? It's Xiao Nian. Teacher Chun, so proud just moments ago, was now speechless. There's no way. She must have cheated. Teacher Chun, don't forget, you were the proctor. Xiao Nian had achieved a perfect score, except for literature. Uncle Chin's brain tumor was worsening. He needed surgery, and quickly. But the hospital's doctors lacked the necessary expertise. They can't perform this surgery. I'll do it. Gu San, standing nearby, was utterly incredulous. Could Xiao Nian really pull this off? Yi Wangchuan, however, had complete faith in her. She's enigmatic. She always has surprises up her sleeve. I understand the situation. Prepare the sterile clothing. We'll begin the surgery. A female doctor protested. This surgery is beyond our doctor's capabilities. What can a student do? What if there's a medical emergency? Who will take responsibility? I will, Xiao Nian stated firmly. If something happens that affects the hospital's reputation, how can we save lives? This isn't something to be rash about. If the surgery fails, I'll trade my life for Uncle Chen's so she can try. If it's like she says, there might still be a chance. The method she used on Shun isn't ordinary medical skill. After that, this doctor cooperated with Xiao Nian throughout the surgery. Her technique was so masterful, all the doctors were astonished. Their initial lack of admiration gradually turned into respect. Hours passed, and Gu San spoke up. Should we call Dr. Jiang? She's also a genius in the medical field. Is Jiang Tiannu as skilled as the veteran doctors at Sanjiao Hospital? If something happens, shouldn't someone be there to assist? Yi Wangchuan just sits there fiddling with his prayer beads. Even if she causes trouble, wouldn't I still be here? Gusan was bewildered by this answer. Had the Wang family already brought Xiao and Yin into their protective circle? The surgery ended. Chun Yuan rushed over. Gusan was anxiously wondering if it was a success, but Wangchuan was only concerned about Xiao and Yin. We've been waiting a long time, but congratulations, the surgery was a success. Truly, even experienced doctors would have found it difficult to succeed. The excited doctor said, she's truly very skilled. Xiao Yin, exhausted, walked out of the operating room. The surgery was successful. He's pulled through. Yi Wangchuan looked at Xiao Yin. Xiao Yin leaned wearily against a chair. Although the surgery was successful, he needs a rare metal before Uncle Chun can stand again. We can only ask Hong Ming for help. Xiao Yin slumped dizzy. Suddenly, she was lifted into the air. This embrace, along with Wangchuan's strength, Xiao Yin struggled to refuse. What are you doing? Put me down. She was supposed to be allergic to the touch of the opposite sex. Yi Wangchuan held her, but there was no reaction. Don't fuss. You need to rest. I'll carry you to Shun's room. Jiang Liba and her grandfather were also present. Gusan followed, not daring to speak. But that little ancestor never let anyone touch his bed. They were unaware that Shun was with Xiao Xian. The little boy was trying his best to chase them away. He clearly remembered them from the last time they stood by and didn't help Shun. If you don't leave, the security guard will throw you out. Xiao Xian, knowing Shun was the young master of a wealthy family, was trying to flatter him. She came up with the idea of finding Lingji mushrooms. The young master of the Yi family needs Lingji mushrooms for his treatment. She thought that helping him would give them influence later. Shun was bored. I don't know when Sister Qiao Yin is coming. He wanted to ask Wangchuan to take him to find Qiao Yin. The door suddenly opened. Just as Shun thought it was the scheming Xiao Xian returning, he saw Gusan and a tired Xiao Yin. The little boy was overjoyed and ran over excitedly, calling out to Xiao Yin. Shun, be quiet. Sister Qiao Yin is tired. Can you give her your bed? She just had surgery for several hours. It was over. The little young master was about to throw a tantrum. Suddenly, Shun cheerfully agreed, climbing down from the bed himself. Gusan mentally facepalmed. Seeing the messy blanket behind Xiao Yin, the little boy blushed. I didn't know you were coming, so I didn't prepare. Then, Shun picked up his stuffed rabbit and climbed back up, offering it to Xiao Yin. He's very well behaved. He'll protect you. Wangchuan pulled Shun away. Let her rest. But why didn't you tell me you knew medicine? You're also from Class A. After a moment of celebration, the news broke that the exam results had been released. Shun Qingqing became even more flustered. Goddess of the exam hall, do you know your score yet? But Jinian already knew, not surprised in the least. She'd simply been too lazy to write the essay. Shun Qingqing was overjoyed. It's 710, top of the school. Chen Yuan also ranked 12th. The teachers and students of Class B were green with envy. Previously, her classmates hadn't thought much of Jinian. Unexpectedly, despite everyone knowing the results, the atmosphere was surprisingly pleasant. As for the rare metal she desperately needed, she had to contact Hong Ming. The nickname S belonged to Hong Ming, a gathering place for hackers, information trading, and a mineral conglomerate VP. Xiao Yin had just logged in. Messages popped up continuously. Xiao Yin went straight to the point. I want a rare metal at any cost as soon as possible, as long as the raw material is available. It could treat Shun and Uncle Chun. With Xiao Yin's current medical skills, it was enough. Shun Qingqing came to find Jinian. Have some watermelon ice cream. They ate happily together. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Shun was in a terrible mood because Jinian hadn't visited. Just be good, and I'll take you to see Jinian. Shun's eyes immediately lit up. Hong Ming was seeking those rare materials at a high price. Spread the word quickly so they can make some extra money. They didn't know that Xiao Yin was the one who needed the materials. Wang Xian gave Shun an apple. Doctor, is there any news about the person I asked you to find? But Gusan still hasn't found this person. Continue investigating. Her medicine is still being sold on the black market. They urgently needed to find a way to treat Shun's leg. Gusan asked if Xiao Yin knew medicine and if they should ask for her help. But seeing Wang Xian's immediate change in expression, Gusan abandoned the idea. He didn't know that on the other side, Xiao Yin was cursing the profiteers. She offered a 9-figure sum, but the profiteers still demanded more. If it weren't for Shan Shun and Uncle Chun, she wouldn't give them the time of day. A car stopped in front of her. Seeing Jinian, Qi Shun became energized. Sister, get in the car, quick. Shun Shun, did you miss me? Let's have dinner together. I saw your face was unhappy earlier. What's wrong? I met an idiot online. Thinking of the profiteers, she felt angry again. But the great businesswoman, unaware it was herself, wisely advised, don't be fooled again in the future. Profiteer Gua, really? They stopped at a hotel. Xiao Xian was calling. Xiao Yin immediately hung up. Not far from them, Xiao Chen was fuming. Xiao Yin isn't answering the phone. How can she make me apologize to that scrap class? How can I face anyone after this? Maybe she didn't bring her phone. I sent her a message. She'll reply when she sees it. But when she turned around, she saw Xiao Yin with a man. Xiao Yin, you're just in time. Tell my class they don't need my apology anymore. I'll let today's matter slide. But Xiao Yin wasn't so easily dealt with. I heard everything outside the school. Watch your mouth before you get slapped. Xiao Xin approached, pretending to want to resolve things peacefully, but Xiao Yin cut her off. Did Notre Dame burn down, leaving you homeless? Xiao Yin, I'm warning you. I have connections in the Ministry of Education. Don't get yourself expelled. Oh, you have a nerve to yell at me? You've wasted your trip back. Just go and do whatever you can. Yi Wangchuan held up his phone. The principal of Yizhong High School is on the line. He wants to speak with you. Yi Wangchuan was even more ruthless than she'd anticipated. Ms. Chun snatched the phone, cursing under her breath, until she heard the principal's voice. Ms. Chun, you're fired. I will report this to the authorities and have your teaching license revoked. Only then did the gravity of the situation hit her. Without her license, her career was ruined. I'll apologize to Qiao Yan. Please don't revoke my license. It's too late, Ms. Chen pleaded. Yi Wangchuan retrieved his phone. It was indeed too late. Xiao Xian also suddenly realized that Xiao Yin was completely different now. Xiao Yin received a message, a shocking one. To treat Qi Shun and Uncle Chen's leg, rare materials were needed. She had gone to Hongming to find them, but the male lead was creating chaos. Seeing the message on her phone, the opposing boss was still complaining about the price being too low. Xiao Yin was furious. You greedy tycoon, you want more? Why don't you just rob a bank? The other side replied, robbing a bank? That's not as fast as getting money from you, boss. Xiao Yin lost her composure. Fine, more money it is. If you still don't agree, name your conditions. The tycoon was too greedy. She poured herself a glass of water, trying to quell her anger. Yi Wangchuan received a call from Gu San. The other party had doubled the price again. He didn't rush to answer, waiting for them to increase it further. Yi Wangchuan hung up. He saw the glass of water in her hand. You shouldn't drink cold water at night. I'll warm some milk for you. Thank you, she mumbled, her mind still on the greedy tycoon. Xiao Yin trailed behind him like a little shadow, lost in thought. She didn't notice Yi Wangchuan had stopped and bumped into him. Seeing her distraction, he asked, were you bullied at school again? He didn't know the bully was himself. What do you mean by bullied? If you're unhappy, then it's bullying. Does your hand still hurt? The principal tried to explain, but was ignored. Xiao Yin was surprised he'd come directly. Does it hurt? It's fine. It was the first time she'd seen him angry. She only had a minor arm injury, but he suddenly scooped her up into his arms. The moment he lifted her, Xiao Yin was completely flustered. Yi Wangchuan asked the principal, how should this be handled? I trust one don't need to remind you. Principal Wang nodded obediently. The two of them walked through the school hallway. It was a scene straight out of a CEO drama, causing a stir throughout the school. So handsome, even more handsome than the prom king. Is that Xiao Yin's boyfriend? Xiao Yin buried her face, mortified. He gently placed her in the car, to the city hospital. He gave the order coldly and decisively. There's no need to go to the hospital. My arm is just bruised, and my leg isn't broken, Xiao Yin said helplessly. But he didn't respond, his voice even more resolute. To the hospital. Gu San quickly obeyed and started the car. On the way, she looked out the window, silent. Yi Wangchuan looked at her and asked softly, are you still angry? The car was unusually quiet. He tried to engage her in conversation, but Xiao Yin ignored him. She didn't know how to answer him. No, she murmured. Not angry, just not wanting to talk. You shouldn't be carrying me like this, she thought, a sudden urge to bite him rising within her. He's so annoying. I know you know, she thought sullenly, so why ask? I can walk just fine. The more she thought about it, the redder her face became, but he just smiled. Shouldn't you be calling me brother? He teased. I'm glad I'm your brother. You're hurt, so I'm worried. This is just brotherly concern. Don't overthink it, Yu Wanchuan explained patiently. Do you think I'm stupid? His words, though illogical, were somehow persuasive. I suppose I should be grateful it's just a minor scrape. Grandfather, my father, even Zhongli, everyone's worried about me. You have even more of an obligation to take care of me. Such familial concern was something Nian Yin had never experienced in the Qiao household. She felt a blush creep up her neck. It was all care and love from her elders. The next day, Yu Wanchuan received a call. Zhao Jingwei, the perpetrator, had been taken to the police station. At Changfeng Corporation, Director Qiao was practically stewing in his own anxiety. Ever since Changfeng abruptly withdrew their capital and ceased cooperation, Qiao Corporation's working capital was about to run dry. He had no other choice but to try and contact President Yuan through his secretary. But he was refused. I apologize, but President Yuan is busy meeting with an important guest today. I will let you know when he is available. Qiao Weiming gritted his teeth in frustration, but held back from any rash actions. Suddenly, he saw someone who looked remarkably like Qiao Nianyan. Please come this way. President Yuan is waiting for you upstairs. Then, the secretary escorted Qiao Nianyan into the elevator. Qiao Weiming was stunned. Why was Qiao Nianyan here? When Qiao Nianyan arrived at the office, President Yuan rushed to greet her. Little ancestor, you're finally here. He took Qiao Nianyan's hand, examining it closely. Is your hand all right? It's just a slight bruise. Nothing serious, Nianyan reassured him. President Yuan handed Nian her favorite orange juice. It's delicious, Nian inquired. How's the design department doing lately? Little ancestor, if you hadn't come, the design and marketing departments would have imploded, the president exclaimed, exasperated. They're about to go crazy. Do you have any designs? This was precisely why she had come. Nian handed over her design drafts. I've drawn 2 versions during my recent break. Taking the designs, President Yuan's worried heart finally settled. Anything that passes through your hands is bound to be excellent. The top design master, even a high-end diamond brand, 7, relies on you. Countless celebrities, both domestic and international, owe their image to you. Everyone knows your name. They're practically headhunting you. After all, wearing 7 jewelry is a statement. When Xiao Weiming saw Qiao and Yin exit the elevator, he understood. President Yuan had refused to see him just to meet with Qiao Yin. But why did Qiao Yin know President Yuan? The receptionist, her gaze icy, spoke to him in a low, dismissive tone. She is President Yuan's honored guest. You are not qualified to speak about her. The girl, clearly shopping in the store she managed, had been subjected to blatant discrimination. Show me your latest designs. Lu Tingting was taken aback. Maintaining her professional composure, Lu Tingting still presented the pieces to Nian. These are 7 new arrivals, so they are quite expensive. The one next to it is prettier. Qiao Nian decided to buy it without a second thought, along with the small seahorse pendant. These 2 items aren't cheap. They must be worth a few $100,000. Lu Tingting observed Nian's simple attire and wanted to advise her to reconsider, but the short-haired saleswoman sneered. Dressed like a beggar, does she think everyone's like Miss Qiao, able to spend a fortune while still in high school? Shut up and don't talk to customers like that. Lu Tingting scolded the woman. If she's poor, then say she's poor. I'm just stating facts. Who's stopping me? 7 isn't something she can afford. Yes, I really am poor. Nian thought back to the incident, finding it quite amusing. But no one knew she was the owner of 7. It seemed the staff selection at 7 wasn't very good. Well, what a coincidence. You dare to come here? Don't tell me you can't afford to pay. Nian, are you buying something too? Mrs. Duong took out her card. What does she want? Charge it to me. Before she could finish, Nian pulled out a black card. I'm not short of this little bit of money. Wrap everything up for me. Lu Tingting broke out in a cold sweat. The moment Nian produced the black card, she realized Nian was a VIP. Mrs. Duong froze. Ow, how do you have a black card? Xiao Chun shrieked as if she'd seen a ghost. Never seen one before? Nian retorted, Xiao Chun practically fuming. A U.S. bank black card. There are only 10 in the world for VIP clients. It said the credit limit is enough to buy an entire city. The onlookers murmured, awestruck. Good heavens, what is that girl's background? Nien Nien, Mrs. Duong began. I have something to discuss with you. Have you made any plans yet? I can recommend you to a top art school. Nien Nien interrupted Mrs. Duong. Just get to the point. We're not that close. Mrs. Duong stammered, embarrassed. About Zhao Jingwei's matter. Can you let it go? His father took a bullet for my husband and died. If you agree to drop it, you'll have a place at the art school. Nien Nien took a sip of her coffee. That bullet has nothing to do with me, and I don't care about the art school. Xiao Shan slammed the table. Outrageous. Nien Nien, don't get ahead of yourself. Mrs. Duong is personally asking you a favor. You're playing games. Oh, you're on her backdoor list, aren't you? Well, I don't need it. I'll top the exams. Which school I go to is my choice. Shun Qingxing is my friend. No one touches her. With that, Nien Nien turned and left. The faces of the two women remaining were livid. This Nien Nien is so ungrateful. Mrs. Duong fumed. Xiao Shan tried to comfort her as they left the shop. At the hospital, Jiang Li was trying to coax Shun Shun. Ever since he entered the room, Shun Shun hadn't looked at him once. Wang Xian, what's wrong with him? It went without saying, the little boy was upset because Nien Nien hadn't come. Who dared to upset our little prince? L'uncle deal with him. Suddenly, Shun Shun clung tightly to Jiang Li. Don't hurt sister. Just then, the door burst open. Shun Shun cried out in delight. The two brothers exchanged a look. Yi Wang Xian deliberately took the shopping bag from Yin Yin. Heavy? Let me carry it for you. Jiang Li was utterly bewildered. The tiny bag was hardly heavy. He was even more curious as to why Nien Nien was here. Nien Nien had brought gifts for Shun Shun, which, thankfully, he adored. She even had 2 bracelets for the brothers. Neither of them understood the meaning behind the gifts. Ignoring Jiang Li, Shen Shen Su, Nian Spraisa. Sister, I've been good. I took my medicine on time and listened to the doctor. Seeing the boys so well behaved, Jiang Li was shocked. Was this the same difficult young master? Yi Wang Xian confirmed. Shun Shun isn't lying. He's been very obedient. Nien Nien smiled, pleased with his progress. Her gift a reward for his good behavior. The moment Shun Shun opened the gift box, his eyes lit up. Nien Nien thought little boys didn't like cute things. I like cute things the most, he exclaimed. He even wanted Nien Nien to personally put the bracelet on him. His cousin, Jiang Li, interrupted. Does only Chun Shan get a present? What about me? Only then did Nien Nien remember Yi Wang Chuan and Jiang Li. Feeling a little envious, but having prepared gifts for them too, she offered them their presents. Wang Chuan wondered why she hadn't given him his directly. As if sensing his gaze, Nien Nien handed him a gift bag. I bought this while I was shopping. One for each of you. Jiang Li feigned hurt. I thought only Chun Shun and I were getting gifts. Jiang Li immediately took a picture and posted it online. I'm the first to post, he declared, attracting a flood of admiring comment from his fans. Everyone thought he was doing a promotional post. Nien Nien thought to herself, pleased, look, so many people are praising my good taste. Xiao Xian also made a vaguely related post. Ugh, Xiao Xian is trying to ride my coattails again, Jiang Li grumbled. Only Gu Xin noticed that Yi Wang Chuan's bracelet was different. Everyone else's was black, but his was silver. Of course, Wang Chuan noticed too, but pretended not to care. I think they're pretty much the same, he remarked casually. He even deliberately showed it off a few times. How are they not the same? At this point, Jiang Li finally noticed. Only yours is a different color. Chin Shan's and mine are both black. Maybe she thought black would look better on you. Wang Chuan replied calmly. Jiang Li couldn't help feeling indignant. Silver looks good on me too. Nien Nien, be fair. Nien Nien rummaged in her bag. Your hands are fairer, so silver looks better, she explained. Finally, she found something else. Did you buy something else? Yi Wang Chuan felt a pang of unease, worried she would swap the bracelets to appease Jiang Li. But Nien Nien handed him a men's shirt. See if you like it. He hadn't even looked at it yet, but the gesture was enough to make some people jealous. Jiang Li gritted his teeth in frustration. He pushed himself between the two of them. You haven't even looked at it. How do you know you like it? What if you don't? Wang Chuan didn't reply. But as he put on the shirt, it accentuated his fair skin and handsome features. He looked undeniably good in it. The color brought out a certain radiance. Nien Nien had just finished complimenting him when Jiang Li and Chun Shun both exclaimed in unison, "Where are ours?" They wanted shirts too. Chen Shan, be good. I'll buy you one another day. Although Chan Shin didn't protest, he still felt a little unhappy. He only wanted Nian Yin to buy things for him. Nian Yin promised to buy him one next time, and the little boy finally cheered up. She didn't forget Jiangli either. Don't worry, I won't forget you. Suddenly, Jiangli dragged Wang Chuan out of the hospital room. There were some things he needed to make clear. Wang Chuan, Nian Yin is still young and studying. Don't ruin my sister's future. She doesn't even know about your engagement yet. Ye Wang Chuan's Liebsteichit. She's an adult. She knows. The top star trying to prevent his sister from falling in love got a swift kick to the shin for his troubles. It wasn't until Nian Yin opened the door and asked, "Are you two fighting?" that Yi Wang Chuan finally let Jiangli go. "He kicked me." Jiangli complained. Jiangli seized the opportunity to tattle. "You're both adults. Stop acting like children." Jiangli's expression immediately changed. "So, Nian Yin, what do you want to eat?" "My treat tonight. Whatever you want is fine, Wang Chuan." "How about hot pot?" Jiangli's jaw dropped the moment he heard him speak. She barely recognized Yi Wang Chuan. This guy must be crazy. "You have OCD. Don't worry. I'll cook myself." Gu Xin brought the young master back to his villa. At Jiangli's place, everyone played the role of spectator. Jiangli exclaimed, "I can't believe you can cook. Do you need any help?" "You just wait and eat." "Uncle, do you need any careful help?" Nian Yin smiled and patted the little boy's head. "I'll just wait and eat too." He paused. "Last time, I saw you order a lot of malatang." Nian Yin blushed, surprised he'd noticed. Chong Li, overhearing, started packing food for Nian Yin from afar. His arms, unfortunately, weren't long enough. Seven's new product is about to launch. Xiao Chun-Chi spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on a dress. She'll definitely be the center of attention at school, enjoying envious glances from the whole school. "I really like Seven. Shan, Seven's parent company and your family's conglomerate have a good relationship, right? Have you met Seven?" Xiao AI feigned a smile, lying without a blush. "I met them once at a party." "Really?" Nian happened to walk past the two of them. "Is Seven male or female? How old are they?" Xiao Shan fumbled for an answer. "It's not convenient to reveal. Seven doesn't want to be revealed to the public. So they told me not to reveal anything." Nian Yin suddenly spoke up. "The Seven you two are talking about is a girl." Xiao Shan turned and saw Xiao Nian. Cursing inwardly, she assumed Xiao Nian was putting on an act. No one in the upper class had met Seven. It was as if she was claiming to have met them. "Didn't you say you saw her? You don't even know if she's male or female." "Of course I know," Xiao Nian stated firmly. "So what's your point in stopping me?" Mockery flickered in Nian Yin's eyes. Xiao Shan was displeased. "I hope you won't be so vain in the future. It'll be embarrassing if someone exposes you. You don't know Seven at all." Nian Yin sighed. "If Seven were a man, my mother would be about to have a sex change." She confidently brushed past Xiao Shan, who was blocking her way. Nian Yin returned to class. What did Xiao Nian mean? As if she's Seven. Speechless. But everyone was quickly proven wrong. Nian Yin used Seven's account to post. "Female. Interested in men. Stop the attention." Everyone wondered if Sean knew Seven. Then they affirmed that Nian Yin was a hidden genius. Shen Qing saw Nian Yin return to school. She cried as she hugged Nian Yin. "It's all my fault. If it weren't for me, you wouldn't have been hurt." Under Nian Yin's comfort, Shen Qing gradually cheered up. She treasured this friendship. "By the way, Nian Yin, a professor from Tsinghua University, is coming to our school to teach. Did you hear? It's Jiang Zunjin, the famous Professor Jiang who teaches sociology." Xiao Nian was speechless. Her father was coming to teach at her school. The school beauty clearly lost her $100,000 bracelet, but she claimed it from another girl, and then audaciously accused the girl of being a thief. Someone ordinary like her could never afford Seven. She obviously stole it. Nian Yin smiled. She opened her eyes wide and looked closely. "This bracelet is S-Brand's signature design. It's definitely not yours." Nian Yin had just learned that her father was coming to the school to teach a special course. Nian Yin's head was buzzing with questions. What was the connection between her father and Xiao Xian? Had her father come to give Xiao Xian a piece of his mind? Surely it couldn't be that serious. Shen Qing offered an explanation. Xiao Xian's boyfriend was a top student at Tsinghua University and had a good relationship with the professor. He'd asked the professor to come and give a lecture. At the same time, Nian Yin received a message from Jiangli. Her mother, worried that she wouldn't settle in well at school, had agreed to come and teach a monthly class until Nian Yin graduated. Shen Qing showed Xiao Nian her phone. Xiao Xian had just posted a new status, showing off a newly tailored dress. Nian Yin couldn't bring herself to care, but Shen Qingqing still warned her to be careful of Qiao Xian causing trouble. Nian Yin, however, remained unconcerned. On their way to the auditorium, they overheard whispers of admiration for Qiao Xian. Shen Qingqing and Liang Bowen looked disheartened. They really didn't want to go. Things weren't looking good. Contrary to their expectations, Qiao Xian intercepted them. True to form, Shen Qingqing quickly stepped in front of Nian Yin. "Hey, what are you doing?" she demanded, fearing Qiao Xian would hurt Nian Yin. "Qiao Nian, do you have the bracelet?" Xian lost hers right after she talked to you. "What does that have to do with Nian Yin?" Shen Qingqing scoffed. "Do you even know what brand it is?" "What? I want to know. Ever heard of Seven, a pauper like you? One costs more than a suitcase. Return it quickly, or I'll report you." Mockery flickered in Nian Yin's eyes. "Bottom feeder. I mean, the price at 7 is the cheapest you'll find." "Qiao Nian, I know your family is struggling, but you shouldn't stoop to this. Can you even afford 400,000? Sour grapes." Qiao Xian sneered. Suddenly, her eyes landed on something. "I saw you take the bracelet from her," she accused Shen Qingqing, pointing. Shen Qingqing quickly hid her hand. "This is my bracelet." Even stranger, the man who was supposed to be lecturing at number 1 middle school had caused a citywide stir amongst the elite. It turned out the Qiao family had pulled some strings, spreading the news that a Tsinghua University professor was coming because of Qiao Xian. Liang Bowen gaped. "Look at that." Nian Nian followed his gaze. "Why is Feng Xian here too?" Whispers rippled through the girls around them. "That man is so handsome, even more handsome than the school's Prince Charming." The principal was walking with him. It was certainly a shock, and he was wearing the shirt Nian Yin had personally chosen and gifted him. Feng Xian also saw Nian Yin in the crowd. The smile that played on his lips, the gaze they shared across the distance. Their hearts pounded, a thrill coursing through them. "Nian Yin, look, I think he's looking at us." "I didn't notice. Maybe I was looking somewhere else," Nian Yin replied nonchalantly. Only important people were allowed to sit in the first 3 rows. This time, Professor Young was here to lecture, and the city's elite had gathered. It was truly a spectacle. Nian Yin checked the message on her phone. Should she be happy or sad? Her poor father was famous. The Qiao Chun family arrived at the lecture hall. Qiao Chun, leveraging her family's connections, secured a seat in the 3rd row, sparking envy among her classmates. The first 3 rows were reserved for influential figures. Shen Qingqing seethed with resentment. "People always flaunt what they lack," she muttered, acting like they're walking the red carpet. "So ostentatious, it's sickening. Do you want to sit in the front row?" Wang Shuyan messaged Nian Yin. Nian Yin, preoccupied, replied curtly, "Not in the mood." Yifeng glanced at her reply. It was exactly as he'd expected. A smirk played on his lips. He stood up and looked towards Nian Yin. All the students were startled by this. What was this prominent figure looking at? "Now, I'd like to invite Professor Jiang Zongsan to come and speak with everyone." Thunderous applause erupted. Jiang Zongsan spoke about some interesting areas of study. Occasional bursts of applause punctuated the hall. Even after it ended, Shen Qingqing was still deep in thought. A sense of realization dawned on her. She noticed that Professor Jiang looked familiar. "Nian Yin looks a bit like the professor," she remarked. Her words instantly drew laughter from the surrounding students. "Shameless. They look nothing alike. Ha ha ha. Isn't Xiao Nian Yin just a fake daughter? I heard her father is a poor teacher from the countryside." Shen Qingqing was itching to teach them a lesson. If Nian Yin hadn't held her back, she would have confronted them. Someone invited Nian Yin to hot pot later, but she declined, citing other plans. She slipped a hand in her pocket and walked towards the podium. "Professor Jiang, I'm Qiao Chun's father. Thank you for coming to the school to lecture Qiao Chun." Jiang Zongsan was puzzled. "We are Qiao Shan's parents. Aren't you Fu Kua's advisor?" "I'm Fu Kua's mother. Thank you for taking care of my son." "I don't know you." Jiang Zongsan frowned. He usually only focused on research and didn't mentor students. Fu Kua's family's faces fell. This public humiliation left them flustered. Yi Wangxian raised an eyebrow at the scene. "Uncle Jiang, Nian Yin is still waiting for us. Let's go." "Yes, I can't keep my daughter waiting any longer." Fu Kua's family was utterly mortified. It turned out Professor Jiang hadn't come for Qiao Shan and didn't even know Fu Kua. Humiliated, the 2 families could only hang their heads like scolded children. "Nian Yin." Jiang Zongsan waved upon seeing Nian Yin. Shen Qingqing and Liang Wenbo were utterly shocked. They trembled, asking why Professor Jiang was here and calling Qiao Nian simply Nian Yin. "Nian Yin, I was busy finishing a project when you were injured and couldn't come back. Jiang Zongsan sounded like a child admitting a mistake. What did you think of the lecture? His eyes were full of expectation. You're very skilled. I listened carefully to your conversation. Shin Qingqing was even more shocked. Something wasn't right. Hadn't the professor come for Qiao Shan? But Jiang Zongsan's next words were like a thunderbolt. Are you Nian Yan's classmates? Hello, I'm Nian Yan's father. To thank you for taking care of Nian Yan, please allow me to treat you to dinner this evening. This truly bewildered the two of them. It feels good to be taken care of, doesn't it? Wang Shuyan whispered beside her, but he didn't know how truly happy Nian Yan was. The girl who had just had dinner with her biological father, Qiao Xian, felt a pang of her own poverty. Xiao Weidan, though finding it hard to believe, couldn't help but ask Jiang Zongsan. He came back? Even though you just met, you didn't recognize him? Professor Jiang is Qiao Nian's father. Xiao Weidan pressed, still incredulous. Xiao Weidan was stunned. She had been too far away to hear clearly before, but now the words rang true. She couldn't believe it. Jiang Zongsan turned to Qiao Nian. Do you know them? Yes, Qiao Nian replied, a wry smile playing on her lips. I'd say I know them very well. They're my adoptive parents. She had nothing to hide. That's right, I raised her, Xiao Weidan declared with a forced smile. Unaware of Jiang Zongsan's rising anger, she continued, we haven't even met. Qiao Nian, isn't your father a poor teacher? Don't try to claim connections where there are none. A professor at Tsinghua University is my father. Is this how you speak to my parents? My parents were forced to donate blood to Qiao Xian. At school, I lived under Qiao Xian's shadow. What kind of attitude do you expect from me? Should I kneel and thank you? Jiang Zongsan finally erupted. It's not your place to lecture my daughter. He had held back his anger before, fearing Qiao Nian would be labeled ungrateful. But now, the Qiao family was trying to cozy up to him, even daring to berate his daughter in public. No matter how gentle Jiang Zongsan usually was, he had reached his limit. You not only mistreated Qiao Nian, but you also slandered her. Qiao Weidan, you even secretly instigated others to hurt her. I haven't even settled the score for what you've done to my daughter for the past 18 years, and you dare to cause a scene here. Jiang Zongsan's outburst, so unlike his usual calm demeanor, caught the attention of Yi Wangchuan, who had been watching from behind. I'll take care of it, Yi Wangchuan reassured Qiao Nian, gently squeezing her shoulder. He then turned to her father and whispered something in his ear. I'll find a way to bankrupt their family. Consider it their sentence. Looking at Qiao Nian, his expression softened. Are you hungry, sweetheart? Let's go get dinner. Just like nothing happened. Those vile people will regret this. Don't you worry. Xiao Weidan felt a flicker of unease, fearing retribution. She arrived at the hotel, where Shun hobbled out to greet them. Sister, you're here. Xiao Nian embraced the little boy. Shun, who is this? My friend's nephew. Do you remember me? Shun Qingqing, charmed by the adorable child, longed to hold him. Yi Wangchuan offered milk tea. Shun bought this especially for you. Qiao Nian thanked him as dishes began arriving at their table. Qiao Nian's phone rang, and she stepped outside to answer it. A moment later, she returned with Jiang Li. He wants to join us for lunch. Do you mind? The two stood together as everyone agreed. The Jiang Li, the top idol, was Qiao Nian's brother? Her cousin? Were they dreaming? Jiang Li smiled, introducing himself. Hello, everyone. I'm Qiao Nian's older brother. It's a pleasure to meet you. I brought milk tea. Is there a sale at the milk tea shop today? Shun Qingqing and Yi Wangchuan, practically giddy with excitement, accepted the milk tea from Jiang Li. This wealthy old woman wants to post something bad about a girl. It turned out Xiao Xian had come begging, wanting Xiao Nian to forgive everything. But Xiao Nian refused. No one was allowed to hurt her friends. Word on the street was that the Qiao family's reputation was about to be dragged through the mud online. Xiao Nian scoffed lightly. She walked right past them, not even sparing them a glance. Just that fleeting glimpse, though, was enough to make the old woman's face change. Such disrespect. Doesn't she know how to greet her elders? Excuse me for interrupting your gossip, Qiao Nian retorted, turning back to face them with a mocking smile. The old woman, emboldened, decided to speak her mind. Qiao Nian, since you heard, let's just get this out in the open. You're barely 18, your whole life ahead of you. But what about the person you nearly killed? They don't have a future. I'm not afraid of whatever tricks you try to pull. After her reply, Xiao Nian turned and walked away. Tang Qi watched her go. This first encounter had already stirred something within him. Xiao Nian, Weren't you just going to wash your hands? Yi Wangchuan noticed her prolonged absence and started towards the restroom. I'm going to check on you. Who's Miss Chiao? Tang Chi asked unconsciously. Xiao Nian looked at him, surprised. Just a friend. Girlfriend is also a type of friend, Tang Chi responded, a hint of seriousness in his voice. The old woman, sensing something was amiss with her grandson, pulled him away. But Xiao Nian, finally making her way to the restroom, found herself intercepted by Yi Wangchuan. He pushed her against the wall. Aren't I your friend? Not your brother. 1,000 questions swirled in Xiao Nian's mind. What did he want her to call him? She thought it over carefully. Should she call him young master? Shun Shun called her sister. Calling him brother felt a little strange. Little young Master Wangchuan, she called out sweetly, deliberately teasing him. Yi Wangchuan was momentarily stunned. It sounded pleasant, but the relationship dynamic was getting complicated. What to do? Forget it. Let's just be friends, Yi Wangchuan conceded. Xiao Nian smiled mischievously victorious. Time to wash my hands. A week passed. Xiao Nian arrived at the airport. Shun Shun messaged her, asking if she would visit him at the hospital. Xiao Nian replied that she was at the airport, picking up a friend. The little boy had been clinging to her lately, but Xiao Nian was worried about Shun Shun's leg. She needed to acquire the rare, medicinal herb quickly. They agreed to meet tomorrow. Shun Shun reminded her to be careful. Her friend rushed towards her excitedly. Xiao Nian's response? She kicked him away. Stay away from me. Allergies. Actually, I consulted some experts to help you figure out how to deal with this. Xiao Nian didn't pay much attention, her mind already elsewhere. She needed to get back. Posts about a student at number 1 high school using connections, getting a teacher fired, getting a classmate sent to the police station, and nearly causing their mother's death were circulating online. The posts were clearly about her friend. The school refused to be interviewed, likely pressured into silence. There are 2 ways to handle this. Find someone with more influence than the Tang family to suppress them, or find a hacker to scrub the internet clean. I know someone from Hongming, but he doesn't know she's from a top-tier wealthy family and the head of Hongming. Xiao Nian, unconcerned, already had a solution. You mentioned someone wanted to consult me for medical advice last time. Are they still interested? It wasn't easy to find you. Why would they give up? They even increased the offer several times. I'll accept, but on one condition, the rare medicinal herb. The rare medicinal herb. Everything hinged on obtaining it. I'll take the case. Both Shun Shun and Uncle Chen's conditions depend on it, but she still didn't know the request came from someone unexpectedly close. Xiao Nian treated Shun Shun like a younger brother, but the little boy wanted to marry her. He was seen smiling. So, has Nian Yan replied to your message? Of course she did. Not like some people. You're afraid she won't reply if you message her, aren't you? You're not driving me there? I bet you can't even see Nian Yan. Just wait until I grow up. I won't need you. I'll go see her myself. By then, she'll be your aunt. You don't even have a girlfriend. She won't marry you. If she doesn't marry me, will she marry you? Yi Wangchuan teased, causing Shun Shun to blush furiously. Of course, you haven't even grown all your hair yet. What do you know about marriage? Wait until you're 25. Be good, and I'll let you see your future aunt. Otherwise, I'll leave you here in Jingdu. Gusin couldn't believe how mean Yi Wangchuan was, bullying a 5-year-old. The esteemed physician of the Wang family, Sun, had laid out her conditions. She wanted those rare medicinal herbs. Yi Wangchuan was rather shocked by the news. Be good, Shun Shun. I have some business to attend to. I'll take you to see your future aunt later. Shun Shun was indignant. She'll be my wife someday. It was the first lunar month, and Shun Shun was throwing a tantrum, demanding a haircut, even threatening to shave his head completely. Meanwhile, Xiao Nian went to meet with Old Master Su. She gave him a newly prepared medicine. Old Master Su thanked her profusely. If it weren't for Xiao Nian, he would have been pushing up daisies long ago. The old man and the young woman entered a hotel. Coincidentally, they were spotted by a jealous woman. Good heavens, going into a hotel with an old man this late? What's the meaning of this? Maybe he's a friend of Professor Qing from Qingda University. Xiao Shan offered, trying to defend Xiao Nian. His face was serious. Did you go into a hotel with a friend of Dad's? To their surprise, Xiao Nian had actually invited Old Master Su to dinner. It was a rare opportunity. She usually stood him up. Xiao Nian told him about Zhao Xingwei, who had tried to have her friend killed and was now relying on the Tang family's connections to get him released. Old Master Su despised such people. How dare they disregard the law? Who gave him the guts? Old Master Su reassured Xiao Nian. Don't you worry. Everyone knows about pulling strings. Let's see whose connections are stronger. Just as Xiao Nian left the hotel, she received a message from Shen Shun. They were almost there. She heard someone call her, and the old man vowed names. What's going on? Xiao Nian asked. The man's face darkened as he reached out to grab her. Were you being cozy with that old geezer? Xiao Nian spun away. Watch your mouth. Don't touch me. I haven't even settled the score with you lot yet. Xiao Dai's face turned green. She wanted to blackmail Xiao Nian, but she was also a little afraid. I saw you enter a hotel with an old man. Our fathers grew up together. I don't want you to go down the wrong path, sleeping with an old man. So they had mistaken old Master Su for someone else. Kakaritung now? Isn't that right, sister? We all saw it. Don't dig yourself a deeper hole. Xiao Nian ignored them, noticing a message from Shen Shun. She replied, what are you looking at? Xiao Nian's blood boiled. What's it to you? You go around telling everyone I'm your girlfriend. Now you want me to mourn you for 3 years. The man's face darkened further, so she was challenging him. Xiao Yi defended Nian father. Don't go too far. Nian endured so much just to get those rare medicinal herbs. Now, she finally has a chance to vent. I also think I'm being too much for giving you the opportunity to fabricate lies right in front of me. I've already given you enough face. You treat a man you threw away like a treasure. I bet Xiao San likes that, huh? You're not coming home with me to talk to my parents. After finishing her sentence, she lashed out at Xiao Qiao. Did the Fu family teach you to go crazy in the streets? No one gave you the guts to pull Nian. Seeing Yi Wangchuan, Xiao Nin was terrified. In Jingcheng, Yi Wangchuan was a prominent figure. How dare he offend him? Mr. Yi, it's just a misunderstanding. Yi Wangchuan ignored him and said to Nian, let's go. Shen Shun is waiting for you. Nian's ex-boyfriend wouldn't let her go. Only when Yi Wangchuan appeared did she escape the two villains. His eyes were filled with anger. Suddenly, Shen Shun opened the car door and yelled, Sister, sister. His face flushed. He marched towards them. Seeing Nian being harassed, he declared, I'll kill them. Seeing Shun's eagerness to protect her, Nian's anger subsided. Shun, be good, it's okay. They're the unlucky ones. The cooperation between Cheng Feng and Xiao Real Estate was completely terminated. If this were made public, the Xiao family would be ruined. This was the consequence of Xiao Chun provoking her. Yi Wangchuan, overhearing this, felt a pang of curiosity. Nian was like a question mark. The closer he got, the more mysterious she became. Shen Shun, calmed by Xiao Nian, gradually cooled down. Xiao Nian heard the little boy say they hadn't eaten anything yet. Shen Shun looked at her. Sister, you're treating me like a child. I'm a grown-up now. What do you two want to eat? I'll treat you, she offered. Yi Wangchuan knew Nian wasn't sure of money. I want to eat your cooking. Anything is fine. How about tomato and egg noodles? Of course. I'll eat anything you make. Jiang Li, who was playing on his phone on the sofa, upon hearing that Nian was personally cooking, immediately threw his phone aside, his face eager as he raised his hand. I want to eat too. Jiang Li went to the kitchen, drawn by the delicious aroma. Let me help you. Be careful not to burn yourself. At this moment, Yi Wangchuan answered a phone call. Zhao Jingwei's matter. I've already taken care of it. He didn't know that Xiao Nian had already dealt with it. Fu Pa drove Xiao Chun to her front door. Xiao Chun shyly thanked him. Thank you for waiting for me. Fu Pa responded indifferently. Get some rest. I'll call you tonight. Fu Pia flatly refused. It's late. Don't call. We'll talk tomorrow. Ever since he saw Xiao Nian tonight, Fu Pa had been acting strangely. Before, when she got out of the car, he would have kissed her passionately. This made Xiao Chun hate Xiao Nian even more. Dad, do you know Xiao Nian slept with an old man? Before she could finish, Xiao Chun received a slap across the face. She was stunned, unable to understand why she had been hit. Xiao Weiman glared at Xiao San. There's trouble at the company. I didn't mean to hit you. Xiao San refused to let it go. If the company is in trouble, you can ask Cheng Phone Group for help. Why hit me? How dare you even mention Cheng Phone Group? Xiao Weiman's voice seethed with rage. Xiao San, because of you, that company just terminated our contract. Xiao San stood stunned. Aren't they afraid of the penalties? Cheng Feng is willing to pay the penalties. Xiao Weiman roared. They refuse to work with us anymore. He looked as if he wanted to strangle his daughter. Without the Cheng Feng contract, the Xiao family is ruined. Xiao San, horrified at the prospect of poverty, pleaded, Dad, go apologize. Go beg them. I already went, he snapped. They wouldn't even let me in the door. Xiao San still couldn't comprehend what had gone so terribly wrong. Why did you hit me? She cried. Because of you, he bellowed. Who did you offend? CEO Yuan told me to ask you. Xiao San reeled, the words hitting her like a physical blow. Suddenly, a name flashed through her mind. Xiao Nian. Who did you anger? Xiao Weiman pressed, his face contorted. That look on your face, you know, don't you? That could it be? Nian. Xiao Weiman froze. Yes, he breathed, the realization dawning on him. It can only be Nian, that adopted daughter we cast aside. Only she would hate us this much. Fresh from a shower, Nian was in her room when Aunt Sue informed her that the matter with Zhao Jingwei had been resolved. A knock at the door interrupted them. It was Yi Wangchuan, holding a glass of orange juice. Shun Shun is fast asleep, he said softly. The necklace Yi Wangchuan had given her was clearly expensive, yet he downplayed its value. It's not expensive at all, he'd said. Reasonable price, nice design, perfect for everyday wear. Nian's lips twitched. Right, not expensive at all. Just close to 100,000. If she hadn't designed it herself, she might have believed him. She was about to refuse it when Yi Wangchuan added, with a touch of cunning, Shun Shun and I picked it out together. You don't like it? He'll be so disappointed. Nian accepted the necklace, but before she could put it on, Yi Wangchuan took it from her. Let me, he offered. Before she could react, he was standing behind her. Nian blushed crimson, her heart pounding in her chest. She instinctively wanted to pull away. Don't move, he murmured. I'll be done in a second. Nian forced herself to stay still, her hands clenching. She could practically hear the frantic beating of her own heart. He even wanted to take a picture. As Nian frowned, Yi Wangchuan smoothly offered another seemingly reasonable explanation. Shen Shun is looking forward to seeing you wear it. Resigned, Nian stood. Fine, I'll stand still. Take the picture. Yi Wangchuan chucked it. You're too stiff. Relax. Tilt your head a little. Perfect. Adorable. Shen Shun likes it when you make a heart with your hands. At 18, Nian had never done anything like this before, but now she found herself relying on the kindness of others. The next day at school, after a night plagued by nightmares of the awkward photo session, Nian ignored Xiao Weimin, who was waiting for her. Xiao Weimin, surprisingly calm, blocked her path. After Nian returned from a quick trip to the store, her patience wearing thin, Xiao Weimin finally spoke. Do you know the CEO of Qingfeng Group? Could you put in a good word for me? Maybe arrange a dinner? Nian's expression remained cold. Without hesitation, she refused. Please help me, Xiao Weimin pleaded. I'll help you with the Zhao Jingwei situation. I have excellent connections with the Tang family. Nian didn't even bother to look at him. Take your connections and give them to Qiao San. Back in the classroom, she found herself surrounded by her classmates. It turned out that in her brief absence, Chen Yuan had revealed her talent for playing the electric guitar. Qiao Nian knew how to play a bit, having watched videos on YouTube. Unlike Qiao Sun, who could seemingly learn from anyone, she couldn't. There was this incredibly skilled electronic musician, a mysterious guy named Zhuai Guang who never showed his face. No one knew his real identity. She couldn't help but admire him. So many of his great tracks, after trending, caught the attention of major players in the domestic music industry. He was considered a musical genius. Zhuai Guang was truly brilliant. Xiao Nian seemed indifferent. Didn't you say you were a Jiangli fan? But you can't help but like Zhuai Guang. Xiao Shan was about to appear on a program. One of the guests seemed to be Jiang Li's older brother. Shun Qingqing went to find the program. Xiao Shan started putting on a show during the program, playing a piece by Zhuai Guang, albeit a version rearranged by Jiang Li. The MC then asked, I hear your type is fair-skinned, gentle, and demure. Does this fit the bill? Jiang Li, without batting an eye, calmly replied, I'm talking about my younger sister. He even showed off the bracelet Xiao Nian had given him. My little sister gave this to me. Xiao Nian thought, brother, he's talking about you. She was stunned, but couldn't do anything. Sure enough, the MC immediately asked, where does Jiang Li's younger sister study? She's in Huicheng, in her last year of high school. The comments exploded. What's with this doting attitude? I wish I had an older brother like Jiang Li. So jealous. Isn't she in the same class as Qiao Sun? She's so shameless. Jiang Li's bracelet was clearly a gift from his sister, and she posted it on Weibo to claim it as her own. So thick-skinned. Xiao Shan's face burned, and her throat tightened. There had been rumors before, but she thought Jiang Li wouldn't publicly discuss his private life. But this time, the program seemed determined to humiliate her. Jiang Li was trending. It was chilling because his actions could lead to his sister being attacked online. It turned out this man was a top idol. There were rumors of a high school girl acting like a big shot at school. And the high school girl in the photo watching her brother on the live broadcast, felt uneasy because, in the program, I and senior Jiang Li went to the same school. I'm his junior. Junior could also be interpreted as younger sister. Jiang Li also noticed Xiao Sun's intentions. So, the photo she posted before was that Xiao Sun? Even Shun Qingqing was furious. So shameless. How can Xiao Yin let her put on this act on TV? Shun Qingqing was angry, but Xiao Yin just smirked. What can I do? Jump into the TV and say she's lying? It's infuriating. Will Jiang Li fight back? The MC, growing increasingly sarcastic, added, so Jiang Li also graduated from #1 high school. What a coincidence. Don't misunderstand. The person I'm talking about is my biological younger sister, not a junior. What's your sister's name? Can you share it? Hearing Jiang Li's counterattack, Shun Qingqing was startled. My sister's name is Xiaoyan. She also studies at #1 high school. These words were a powerful blow. No one expected Jiang Li to publicly acknowledge his sister's name on television. My sister is incredibly beautiful, fair-skinned, and absolutely adorable. No one can compare. The bracelet, the little white rabbit with sugar sprinkles, those were all gifts for my sister. Seeing Jiang Li's frankness, everyone was stunned. Shun Qingqing was overjoyed. Qiao Yan then saw the 3 trending topics explode online. Qingqing felt incredibly happy and vindicated, but Qiao Yan felt this wasn't necessarily a good thing. After Jiang Li left the program, the assistant spoke to Jiang Li again, saying, Yang Li talked about your sister on TV. What if she's angry about that? It's not good to reveal something like that without permission. Xiao Shan is so mean. Tomorrow, she'll meet her classmates and tell them she's my sister. He also wanted to ask if Qiao Yan was upset. As it turned out, Jiang Li had barely gotten into the car before he saw a call coming in from Yuan Chuan. What does the dragon want with this shrimp, he mused. Is Wang Chuan looking for me to have dinner? I'm only free tonight. Jiang Li crossed his legs. Yuan Chuan's voice roared from the phone. Did you think things through before announcing Xiao Yan as your sister? This is trouble. Jiang Li was a little panicked. What's wrong? She's my sister. Announcing her is the right thing to do, just the wrong time. Because Zhao Xingwei's incident hadn't reached an official conclusion, Tang RA was exploiting the situation, pushing Xiao Yan onto the hot search. She was being portrayed as someone abusing her power, acting like a queen bee lording over ordinary students. At the same time, Jiang Li's assistant saw the hot search. Brother's little sister has hurt a classmate and the resulting backlash. They wanted Jiang Li to apologize using his account. Jiang Li never expected his announcement to have such consequences. He was incredibly distressed by the criticism Qiao Yan was facing. He even started posting, stubbornly refusing to apologize to her detractors. He even declared he would retire from the entertainment industry for Qiao Yan. Zhao Xingwei, the actual wrongdoer, was now being portrayed as the victim. Qiao Yan, seemingly unconcerned by any of this, suddenly spotted Yuan Chuan. My sister's boyfriend is here to pick her up. I'm going home now, Xiao Shan said. Qiao Yan was confused. What did she have a boyfriend? She then saw Yuan Chuan waiting for her at the school gate. He approached and gently placed a cap on her head. This is my boyfriend, Xiao Yan grumbled internally. But as soon as she got into the car, she noticed a drink beside her. Did you buy this for me? She asked. I saw you don't like orange juice, so I got you lemonade. Xiao Yan was curious. She'd never liked orange juice, but everyone assumed she did. How'd he know? And I scolded Jiang Li. He's stubborn and prone to foolish acts. Don't be angry with him. He's being very dramatic, even saying he'll quit the entertainment industry. Don't worry, I'll help you. Thinking about it, Yuan Chuan was quite clever. Xiao Yan wasn't worried. It's a trivial matter, she said. Yuan Chuan looked at her intently. Meanwhile, at the Tang residence, Tang Chi rushed in, panting. Grandma, why are you doing this to Qiao Yan? She didn't do anything wrong. Grandma Tang sipped her tea calmly. I'm disciplining her. So what? That's not what I meant. It's just that I like Qiao Yan. Give it up, I don't like that girl. She stood up angrily. I'm telling you, I will get Zhao Xingwei out. And if that Xiao Yan apologizes obediently, I'll consider it. Just then, Tang Chi's father walked in. Mother, something's happened. Mayor Yuan has intervened in Xiao Yan's case. Zhao Xingwei won't be released. Grandma Tang was stunned. What? The Zhang family has that much power. Just then, a message arrived. Grandma Tang, what is Qiao Yan's background? The police want to investigate me. I've received 4 calls since this morning. The situation is bad. We need to apologize. Grandma Tang clutched her head. Fine, we'll apologize. Tang Chi was overjoyed. That's great. At Jiang Li's farewell party, Gu San spoke up. Young master, speaking to Elder Yi like that will make him angry, Shun Shin said. If Grandpa doesn't help me, I won't love him anymore. Gu San retorted. It's just a student squabble, nothing serious. Grandpa's status is too high to get involved, Shun Shin explained, still frustrated. To me, it's a big deal. A huge deal. Those people dared to insult my sister online. I'm so angry. Shun Shun's eyes welled up as he read the comments. Just look how they're bullying my sister. Gu San comforted the little boy. Don't cry. Just then, Xiao Yin walked in. Shun Shun, I'm home. Seeing her, Shun Shun rushed over and hugged her. Sister, I missed you so much, she asked. Were you good at home today? Shun Shun shyly handed her a letter. Sister, don't open this yet, he said. Yi Wangchuan asked, what did you write? Shun Shin replied, it's something you can't see anyway. Don't worry, sister, I'll protect you. I won't let anyone bully you. Yi Wangchuan scoffed, worry about yourself. Your sister has me. You're just a 5-year-old, you don't need to worry. Xiao Yin, ever composed, said, I'll go upstairs first. In her room, Xiao Yin opened her laptop to work. She just needed to ask Hong Ming to disrupt the online attacks. Just then, she received a message from the pink-haired young man. Little Xiao Yin, well done. You acted fast. This time, you completely embarrassed the police and the Tang family. Confused, she replied, what are you talking about? The pink-haired young man chuckled. Don't play dumb, little lamb. Since when do you know Mayor Yuan? He hates backdoor dealings the most. Still bewildered, she typed, Mayor Yuan? At that moment, she checked her phone. Trending topics included Xiao Yin's heroic rescue and other positive news about her. Surprised, she wondered if Yi Wangchuan was behind it. She pondered their relationship. What might him? She saw that the video of Zhao Jingwei trying to frame her had been released. Her thoughts returned to Yi Wangchuan. Do I owe him another favor? A moment later, she changed clothes and went downstairs to the living room, where she found the 3 men sitting on the sofa. The moment they saw her, all 3 stared, captivated by her stunning, cool, and commanding presence. I'm free tonight, she announced. Does anyone want to go for a walk? Shun Shen exclaimed. Yi Do. Of course. Yi Wangchuan agreed as well. Yi Wangchuan, Shun Shun, and Xiao Yin strolled hand in hand, drawing admiring glances. Oh my goodness, their visuals are breathtaking. Is that child theirs? Reaching a store, Xiao Yin said, I bought a shirt here before. I saw you wearing one, and it looked great on you. Maybe, before she could finish, he interjected, let's go in and take a look. She smiled at him and nodded. They quickly entered the store. The saleswoman beamed at Xiao Yin. Oh, the beautiful lady from the other day. Yes, Xiao Yin replied. Are there any new styles? Plenty. The saleswoman, noticing the handsome man and the child, asked, are you buying for your boyfriend again? He's so handsome, even more so than our brand ambassador. You're so lucky. Xiao Yin calmly stated, he's not my boyfriend. Yi Wangchuan said, I thought you wanted to buy clothes for me. She looked at him and corrected, no, I said for you and Shun Shun. Shun Shun's eyes lit up. I want to buy clothes for Jie too. Okay, she replied. The 2 of them quickly picked out clothes. Try this one, she suggested, and this one too. Yi Wangchuan cooperated obediently, agreeing to everything she picked out. She asked, is this enough? Do you need to use the fitting room? Yi Wangchuan quickly went into the fitting room. Shun Shun raised her hand and told the staff member, I need to use the restroom. Okay, let me take you there, the staff member replied. Just then, Fu Ajuan and Tang Ning also came to shop. Xiao Yin, seeing them, groaned inwardly and quickly pulled her hat down to avoid them. Tang Ning asked, how about this one? Try it on for my cousin. She agreed. This one is nice, very handsome. At that moment, Fu Ajuan turned and saw Xiao Yin. He called out her name. Why didn't you tell me Jiang Li is your cousin? Why should I tell you? She retorted. Fu Ajuan was furious. You deliberately didn't tell us you knew Jiang Li to embarrass us, didn't you? Tang Ning, hearing the commotion, asked Fu Ajuan, what's wrong? Fu Ajuan continued. She even knows medicine. Why didn't I know this before? Xiao Yin stood up and said, you came here to ask me these things? Does Xiao Sanson know? She continued, and you have a girlfriend, yet you're out shopping with another girl? Then she said with a laugh, so you're not a scumbag, you just want to give everyone a family. Just then, Yi Wangchuan came out of the fitting room and saw. Fu Ajun, why are you here too? Oh, I'm here shopping with a friend. Young Master Yi is shopping too. Yi Wangchuan, ignoring him, turned to Qiao Yin and asked, "What do you think of this outfit?" She looked at him and replied, "It looks great. You look good in anything." "Okay, I'll take this one then. Do you want me to try on the others for you?" "No need," she said, then handed her black card to the staff member. "Please wrap everything up for me." Everyone was shocked by her words. Fu Ajuan, having chosen an item, told the staff, "Please wrap this shirt for me." The staff member replied, "I'm sorry, this shirt is not for sale." "But you just sold one. Why isn't it for sale anymore?" he asked, confused. The staff member stammered, "Because our boss won't sell it to you." While waiting to pay, Xiao Yin played on her phone. Yi Wanchuan said, "We're done. Let's go." The total is 11,000. Xiao Yin was surprised. "That cheap? I bought a similar shirt last time for 80,000. Why is it only a little over 10,000 for so many outfits now?" The boss, who was standing behind Yuan Chuan, explained, "We're lucky. There's a discount." She looked puzzled. "Really? Is that true? Okay, now let's buy clothes for Shun Shun."